Welcome to the ABQ Accent, where catalysts, innovators, and risk takers share what their accent is on their work. Like a spoken accent, we all have an inflection or emphasis on where we put our energy. Join us to learn how these folks are putting their accents to work, building their vision of the future, and how you can get involved. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for coming on to the ABQ Accent with me. I am Mariah Harrison, the host, and I'm here with two fabulous women today, very special guests that we're excited to talk about a number of things, primarily the Route 66 Centennial, and maybe a little bit more about their lives too. I'm here with Shelle and Tania. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate you. I didn't get the turquoise message today, but you look great.
Oh, you have a little bit. I mean, accent's all you need.
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
So I'm going to do a little bit of intros, and then I would love for you to tell a little bit more about your lives and your work, and we'll get into some more specifics about the project too.
Great.
Okay. Dr. Shelle Sanchez is the director of the City of Albuquerque's Department of Arts and Culture. She's been there for 9 years. This is one of the largest arts and cultural departments in the entire nation,
Yes.
to my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And for over 30 years, you've been working with local agencies and initiatives to connect the arts, education, entrepreneurship, and the community. That's a broad set of work.
It is. It's been pretty amazing.
I think so too. You've also been the director of education at the National Hispanic Cultural Center, and that point was for 12 years.
Yeah.
You were the director of strategic partnerships for the New Mexico Department of Cultural Affairs as well.
Yeah.
Got a lot under your belt. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Our co-guest, if you will, Tania Armenta, thank you so much for being here again.
Appreciate it.
The president and CEO of Visit Albuquerque. No small thing. I see your work everywhere. I'll tell you that.
Our team's work.
Your
But
team's
thank you.
Yeah. You're a native New Mexican, and you've been with Visit ABQ for 27 years, of which you've been the director for the last 10 years.
Yes.
Fabulous. Also, time flies. Does time not fly?
Absolutely.
Yes, it does. Visit ABQ promotes Albuquerque as a competitive and world-class destination for leisure, conventions, and sports events. It contributes, on average, tourism. Our tourism community here in Albuquerque contributes over $2 billion annually to the city's economy. That's really incredible.
It is.
It's a big number.
It's a bit to wrap my mind around as well. So with your team, you've been leading the development of the Albuquerque Tourism Marketing District, and the Albuquerque Destination Master Plan.
Yes, those are two relatively new initiatives in the last tourism marketing district's 4 years old. Destination Master Plan launched just about 2 years ago, in addition to the rest of our traditional, more regular work. Yes.
Yeah. Quickly, how big is your team?
Our team is approximately 35 individuals. And when you understand the scope of our work and all of the different aspects, then you understand kind of where they fit in regards to executing on those different goals and objectives.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Please give your team love.
Absolutely.
They're doing something for all of us.
Absolutely, I will. Thank you.
And Shelle, the same thing. Department of Arts and Culture here at the city has a lot of employees who are doing incredible work as well.
Department of Arts and Culture has 7 divisions. So I like to say we oversee everybody's favorite things. So the biopark, which includes the zoo, Botanic Gardens, the aquarium, Tingley Beach, our 19 libraries, the Albuquerque Museum, the Balloon Museum, the Chemo Theater, the South Broadway Cultural Center, public access studios and programming where we are right now, our public art program, our Balloon Museum, and our partnership with Explora.
Right.
So that's a lot, and that takes about 400 people to make all of those things go every day.
Yeah. And maybe it takes up a whole quarter size of your brain, keeping track of all this.
Some days it's more than half of my brain. Yeah.
That's really incredible.
Yeah.
So we brought you here together today to discuss a very specific project you guys have been collaborating on for years in the making, right?
Yes.
Shelle, why don't you give us sort of the broad picture of what the Centennial for celebrating Route 66 is about right now?
Well, it's the national Route 66 Centennial. So the Route 66 is 100 years old in 2026. This is, when it was designated. It did take a few years to build the whole thing out, but we celebrate the whole 100 years because building is definitely part of the history. In Albuquerque, we started talking about this, I feel like 4 years ago.
That sounds right.
3 or 4 years ago, we had our first conversation, and then we really started with Visit Albuquerque and with Counselor Clarissa Pena, who was the one that told us it was time to pay attention. And then support from also Counselor Grout, two counselors who are whose districts are on Route 66. Right. And we talked about a lot of things. We talked about the need for a really robust website. We talked about trying to find that one signature project that we wanted to invest in. And then we did some other important things along the way, including partnering with community property owners to renovate existing or the signs, vintage signs that were still in place. So we've done a lot of things, but I think the thing we're most proud of is our website, which is a big deal, and Route 66 Remixed, which is our art field road trip.
So let's see, I've got the website right here. Visit ABQ or Visit Albuquerque, the entire word spelled out.
Actually, the easier way just would be route66abq.com.
Oh.
So that it is found on the Visit Albuquerque website, and I really give Dr. Sanchez credit for that. Decision was to make sure that this is celebrated this year, but that really the opportunity to take, in all of this, there's a legacy there. So it will continue to be available to residents and to visitors for the next, number of years. So
I appreciate that distinction. When I was searching, to your point about it being a national recognition, there are cities across the highway that have events going on.
Yeah.
And so there's something unique to Albuquerque, and I want to come back to the remixed part. But your point about the legacy is really interesting too, because what I think I hung on to that I really enjoyed about the website was I went to the history and the stories part. Can you tell me more about the creation of that piece?
Absolutely. So I want to say we've been promoting Route 66 as an aspect of the visitor economy here for years. Right. It's, for the last 100 years, it's been meaningful to Albuquerque's history. Right. And so in that website, I think particularly important that we told all of the various stories. And some of those are highlights. And let's be honest, we have some that we would consider important to tell the story, but certainly have other components to it that you would say important that we tell it from that community, that we hear from that community, and they talk about the real aspect of that history as well. So that was important, and there really is. We've worked with some phenomenal historians and storytellers and people that in our community that just really understand Route 66 and the history and the various neighborhoods. When you think about this is such a unique aspect for our community. It's our main street, 18 miles that runs through so many various districts and neighborhoods, and so it was important to celebrate and to highlight all of that, and especially then for the visitors to talk about where those visitor experiences could be in the various entertainment districts and neighborhoods, what you could experience.
It's such a wide range of those neighborhoods and experiences across those miles. Even those of us that live here might not get to experience everything regularly. What are some of the highlights that comes to mind just off the top of your head, those 18 miles that's happening right now?
Well, can we dive into Route 66 Remixed? I think that one of the things that we talked about is we wanted to offer something that people could engage with any day that they came. And this really does set us apart from almost every other city. Tania would know better because she pays attention to what other cities are doing. I'm a little hyper-focused here. But most of the other major cities have a big festival, or maybe they have one big celebration day, or maybe they've kind of targeted in on a month at most. And we said, let's create an art-fueled road trip that really encourages people to go the whole length of what we call Central Avenue, also Route 66 in our city. So you can start at the Singing Arrow open space, and then there's a series of stops, and they're all very different. Some of them are little holes in the wall that you got to go really look for. Some you can see very easily driving down Central, and takes you all the way to 9 Mile Hill, to the very top of 9 Mile Hill. And if you did it in a day, it would probably take you most of the day, which I also think is great. You just stop for some coffee here and lunch there, and maybe a drink at the end of the day and dinner. But it brings together both, the locations, but also that kind of sense of travel. Each one is narrated through poetry by Hakeem Bellamy, our inaugural poet laureate. So yeah, I mean, it's a really great adventure. You don't have to do all of it either. You could just come downtown. There's like 4 or 5 stops in downtown. You could come and spend the evening and go to all of those. Or you could get on Albuquerque Trolley is going to have a special tour if you want somebody else to do all the work for you, which is fine. I accept. I think that's great.
Yep.
So, but I think the other thing was important to us. We wanted to have it available every day. We wanted to celebrate the whole route, even though it's complicated. And we wanted to see it through the eyes of artists and creatives.
Love that.
And all of the artists and creatives are from Albuquerque. They all have very different skills and visions. And we're really proud of the result. We really are.
And again, something that's been on your mind and being sort of coming to fruition for a number of years and months. And I've been seeing the Remix 66 or 66 Remix kickoffs, if you will, over the last couple of months, which has been really beautiful. Murals in particular.
Yeah.
I'm partial to a couple of them.
Yeah.
And then there's also I think it's called the 66th Throne. Is that what it's called?
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe it's been named. I mean, maybe it had a name.
Yeah.
Yes. I think maybe the community has named it. Are you talking the one in Nob Hill at Matucci's? Yes. Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit of background on that one?
I think that one is really fun. The artist is Nazario Sandoval. And Nazario is actually known as a muralist, and we invited him into this project as a muralist, and then he really wanted to do something else, and he came with this kind of sculptural idea, and he did this with his dad, which I also think is beautiful. It's a really beautiful collaboration between he and his father, and it sounded like a crazy vision, but I was convinced that he could pull it off, and so we said yes. And it has gotten pretty popular pretty fast. Yeah.
It's accessible too. It's right there on the street.
Right there on Central. Yes.
Yeah. And can you hand me that map for a second, please?
Absolutely.
So this is, let's see, the Remixed map is a guide to so many of the things that are happening.
Yes.
And what you just mentioned actually is number 5 here on the arts and experiences.
Yeah.
And then there's just something really beautiful, the color. But along the map, there's very easy to identify spaces to engage with.
Yeah, those are all of the Route 66 Remix stops. If you want to try to make all 20 experiences or 18 experiences, it would take you a while.
I might also recommend that they go to the website to check out more information about Remix specifically.
Yeah. And this map, I have to shout out to the artist, his name is Dante Betch. And this is like actually hand drawn. And it's not gonna, until you have it up close, but it's like a little treasure map, coloring map. All your favorite things along Central Avenue, I think, are there. And if you can't find it, you just need to get a microscope or whatever.
Are you checking magnifier?
Magnifying glass.
Yeah, so you can color it or you can just have fun with it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's
really
beautiful.
special.
Super special, and people are loving it.
Yes. Also can be found in larger format at the Route 66 Visitor Center, right?
That is right.
Yes.
And Blake's came in as a partner, so you can pick it up when you pick up your next Lottaburger, or you can pick it up at our libraries. You can pick it up at Visit Albuquerque's Visitor Center, of course. I think they're probably going to be the best destination for our visitors, but it's really fun.
Looking at it even from above, I can see there's little balloons. There's Yoda.
Yes.
There's all the details that you were mentioning is fun to look around. So I would post it up on my wall and maybe walk by.
Yeah, it's very fun.
This is one of the fun pieces that you've put together in order for people to engage and also be educated about it. Can you talk to me a little bit more about what Visit ABQ specifically is doing to reach people maybe outside of Albuquerque to come through and celebrate with us?
Absolutely. So as Dr. Sanchez said, we've been talking about this for a number of years. Understood that Route 66, we understand the popularity, from the last number of years. from international travelers and domestic travelers. And so the real opportunity for us, it's this year is a year of mega events. There's a lot happening in the U.S., America's 250, the World Cup, and Route 66 Centennial. So an opportunity to welcome international travelers. And for us, that's really, for New Mexico, that's a wonderful opportunity to, it's an important aspect of our tourism, but one we'd like to see grow is more, and welcome more international travelers here.
Right.
And so this was an opportunity for us. We've had national advertising campaign, international efforts as well, partnered with the New Mexico Tourism Department. Both the City of Albuquerque and Visit Albuquerque have partnered with New Mexico Tourism Department on a number of initiatives. There is wonderfully beautiful spots that are running on television and streaming services that have a really fun, very authentic Albuquerque feel to them. Digital spots. There's a beautiful newsletter called The Roadrunner that our two teams partner together on.
Yeah.
And it's just the depth of that information in addition to the website is really remarkable. I think people will really enjoy the stories that are being told both in the Roadrunner newsletter and on Route66ABQ.com. So our visitors guide this year, the official visitors guide, has a whole section dedicated to the Route 66 Centennial and all of these efforts. And then I think it is important just beyond this year. There'll be a number of events that'll celebrate Route 66, so many partners. There have been a number of partners that you can get a couple of different wines this year that are made here in Albuquerque. In addition to a root beer and other aspects, all kinds of really great swag and gifts. Yeah. And then I think this opportunity is that we celebrate this year, welcome visitors that are getting their kicks on Route 66 and have special events. The Great Race will be coming through. Other events like that, but also then just continue all of this great work that's been done, continue to be able to celebrate it and share it for years to come. So those are some of the highlights from what we've been working on.
Some of the highlights.
Some of the highlights. I should also mention, I think a really great opportunity for us we've had fantastic public relations, publicity, positive press about Albuquerque, and really, as Shelle said, this is a competitive environment. There are 8 states that have have Route 66 running through it. Yeah. It was important for us to say why Albuquerque over some of those other communities. The likelihood that someone's going to drive from Chicago to to Santa Monica. Yeah. Not everybody has the opportunity to do that. So if they want to choose, if they're choosing their stretch of Route 66 this year, we want them to choose Albuquerque and New Mexico. So it was important for us to distinguish and what opportunities were available. And so something like Route 66 Remixed didn't matter when you were coming through. You can come through on a Tuesday afternoon and enjoy that. Yeah.
Yeah. And also our investment in renovating with business and property owners, renovating, 12 historic vintage signs. It seems like not a big deal, except that people that love the history and the nostalgia, they will drive to where these kinds of assets are. Yeah. And it's part of what made our Route 66 so beautiful, kind of in its heyday. So it's really important to continue to make those investments. In many cities, those signs don't even exist anymore. They're in collectors, museums or private collections. And here we still have a lot that people will just come and enjoy. So that to me is a really important investment for the next 100 years. And that's a conversation Tania and I had many times. We celebrate the past, but we're also setting a stage and looking forward to what's next and the next 100 years. Yes. So some of this work is beyond this year. It's really meant to be more.
And I mentioned positive publicity, but some of those have been National Geographic Traveler, UK edition, front cover featured, the New Mexico, and then a wonderful, just the photography and the storytelling in that piece. The New York Times. New York Times was phenomenal coverage of Albuquerque, and Dr. Sanchez was featured there. Samantha Brown, Places to Go, 2 episodes that were featured in Albuquerque's Route 66 in New Mexico. The list goes on, and those things are things that can continually be referenced. They will not just be a one hit. They will continually be referenced in terms of that storytelling and sharing Albuquerque.
Yeah.
If anything, the word is investment in us too.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the future visioning of this and the stories you're going to be able to tell even afterwards, because there are opportunities like the newsletter, socials for people to engage and to continue sort of the conversation, maybe back and forth. Are there opportunities for more people to share their stories somewhere on the website or elsewhere as they engage with the 18 miles?
I think it's probably more, some of those initiatives are more kind of local to like the libraries, our Route 66 Visitor Center, which is open. Another place I'm really proud of, and again, like it's great that we got it open this year, but it's really designed to be like forward looking. So, and really encourage people to keep visiting Albuquerque to tell that story. Some really good stories will be at the other Route 66 exhibit, which will be at the Albuquerque Museum that opens on June 6th. And I think some of those, not your traditional vintage stories will be incorporated into that exhibit. Okay. So again, when you're trying to find diversity of stories and not just, kind of vintage selfie opportunities, there are other places to go for that too.
Good to know. So you mentioned the libraries, and there are a lot of things that you can engage with. And I mean, just for fun, more than anything, we brought some tchotchkes and some swag that you guys have designed specifically for the Centennial. The stickers abound, the postcards abound. And at these special events are probably where you can find those.
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of we printed these to go out into the community. And so a lot of our partners, some of them are business partners, our hotels, they have stickers, they have some of these. So there's a lot of places to pick up. Many of the stops along Route 66 Remixed have these, and then all kinds of special events, not just things that the city is doing, all kinds of special partnerships. I have to just one of our favorite little partnerships was with Presbyterian Hospital. I don't know if you remember this, but this year, every single baby that's born there gets their own special onesie that has born on Route 66. And that was like a really fun partnership between the city, Visit Albuquerque, and Presbyterian. And we're very proud of it. And, it's worth looking for the social media on that one. It's adorable.
Think it's the only hospital located on Route 66 as well, right? I think
it's
operational.
The oldest.
Okay.
Yeah. And it might be. Yeah.
So they were born in the year of the Fire Horse and the 66 Centennial.
That's right. I mean, on the route. There's going to be some high energy babies.
So in regards to the looking ahead on the website, there's a countdown to 66 Day. What does that mean?
Well, I think we have, so the fun little Roadrunner has counted down to a couple of things, but the official countdown, I think currently would be to 45 days? 25 days. We might be counting down to the Great Race. I think we've counted down a couple of things. The official celebration will be November 11th of 2026, would be the official birthday of anniversary of Route 66. So now you've got me stumped.
I know,
we have so many things to look forward to. We've been counting down for various things.
I thought I needed to be somewhere in 25 days, but I will be wherever it is.
I'll do the math here. I'll figure out what we're counting down to.
And also, after we chat today, I will be sure to put all of the links, and a couple maybe external links, whatever you recommend that people follow up with. One other point is that I did see on the website that there's suggested readings. I thought that was wonderful. A great idea. Yeah. For those people who will not only drive, but look into this historical importance further.
Well, and that's one of, that example is one of the things that made this partnership between Visit Albuquerque and Arts and Culture so great. Visit Albuquerque is, I think, too often people think they're just trying to get people to come here, which they are, but it's because they're invested in Albuquerque and they're trying to promote Albuquerque. And in this kind of space, we wanted the same things, right? We want to make this a rich place for people to live, because that makes it a rich place for people to visit. And we agreed, we really wanted to invest in this website so it had depth. It wasn't just going to be a calendar. It wasn't going to just be, like some flashy videos for 2026. We wanted to create something that said, there's real depth here. built on the people that live here for the people that want to come and visit here.
Love it. Good.
Yeah.
So is there, in the last couple of minutes, we talked a lot specifically about this joint project and that we all are invested in Albuquerque and people better understanding it and enjoying it and maybe taking some of it home with them and always coming back. I love the idea of people returning to Albuquerque. Yeah. Is there something else during this work of collaboration, mutual respect, that maybe it's been percolating in your minds that are ideas of how you can work together again in the future and how the city of Albuquerque can be further supporting people visiting? Is there anything just maybe it's creative that you want to get out there and talk more about?
Well, I'll just say from Visit Albuquerque's perspective, and I think from the entire tourism and hospitality industry, certainly just tremendous appreciation to Dr. Sanchez, to the administration, to the counselors for their support. But Dr. Sanchez has had this vision for a number of years, and you heard about the mass nature of the oversight of her division, arts and culture, and all of the various museums and cultural centers and facilities. So to take this on, I think really just from the industry's perspective, just tremendous appreciation and gratitude for understanding that this was about what Dr. Sanchez just so beautifully illustrated in terms of the benefits from a resident and from a local perspective, as well as the visitor economy and being able to bring in those outside dollars that ultimately makes our quality of life better. But her vision, I think and to get something like Route 66 Remixed completed along with the various other projects, it's just been one of the most rewarding projects that I've worked on in terms of our collaboration. And I hope that this will continue. I think this is really a really beautiful case study of understanding how to be able to celebrate the quality of life and enhancing the quality of life for our residents at the same time bringing in those outside visitor dollars and how that all can work together and do it in a really authentic and genuine way, celebrating, highlighting our artists to tell that story is a beautiful example.
Yeah. And it's, for me, Visit Albuquerque was our primary partner, and we talked a lot, and we drove down Central together and, problem solved a lot of things. And it's like everything else within our department. It takes a lot of people to make something really magical happen. And this is one of those really great examples. We have funding from New Mexico Tourism and a lot of extra support from them. We have our city council. We have the mayor saying yes. We have Meow Wolf was a creative partner. Refract Studio, an incredible creative partner that we could not have put this together. Plus all of the artists, plus our sponsors, plus the University of New Mexico, plus all of the property owners that said, yes, you can put this interesting, weird thing, which when we asked them, we didn't know what it was going to look like because the artist hadn't designed it. And they said yes anyway. All of those, we're talking like dozens and dozens of individuals and organizations. And that's the reality of how you make big things happen is you never do it by yourself.
Love it.
Never.
Yeah. I appreciate the deep gratitude that you have for the people around you that support the larger visions.
Yeah.
Maybe the other piece of this that we really want people to carry forward is that this experience of the celebration isn't, again, just this year. It's something you can do every day in along at least the east-west corridors of Albuquerque. Take your friends with you. Plan a trip. There's a little link on the website about planning a trip.
Yeah.
There are things that we as locals can really appreciate more about our city just by making sure to get a little more experience of this Centennial under our belts as well.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And it is, it's, this anniversary, it's resonating with all types of generations. So I think it's a great opportunity to be a visitor in your own city and make sure that you are experiencing it firsthand and not relying on old knowledge to kind of identify what you think what does Old Town mean? What does Old Town have to offer? What does downtown have to offer? What does Nob Hill have to offer? So making sure that you really are going out and experiencing it firsthand. Anniversary is a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah. And if you want to do all the stops and you're maybe 60 plus, maybe take someone who's tech savvy with you, because if you want to have fun with the augmented reality, you might want,
Yeah.
a digital native alongside you.
Help out.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. Good tip. And intergenerational experience, too.
And yeah, definitely. It's a way to go.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for your time. Your expertise at this table is really unmatched, I would say, in our state. And I want to say thank you so much for just the energy and, as you said, genuine hearts behind this work. Yeah. Every day, it's not just the 66th Centennial. It's your departments, it's your divisions, it's at least 635 people. Our gratitude ripples out to them as well.
Yeah.
So thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Mariah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We hope not only does everybody else come back for another ABQ accent, but maybe hit up the website and see if you can order your own pair of Route 66 kicks.
Thank you.